Any one aspect which connects sociology and mechanical engineering?
Both are a science in their own way.
Some information tell me about Operation Blue Star.
Safety is more important or cost effective?
What is the historical importance of Kurukshetra?
My first question from you is regarding feminization of agriculture.
Please come in.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Please be seated. So, how are you, Gauravjeet?
Sir, I am good.
Good. Gauravjeet, very impressive name. Can you enlighten us by the meaning of the name that it carries?
Sir, it consists of two words, Gaurav and Jeet. Gaurav means honor or pride, and Jeet means victory.
Okay, so you feel that such meaning of yours manifest in your personality in some way or the other?
Yes, sir. There have been many incidents where I'm proud of myself, and even my family is proud of me.
Okay, so that's good. So your hobby is Bhangra.
Yes, sir.
So last time when you danced or when you did Bhangra?
Sir, in a professional way, I did it when I was in railway traffic services, and then casually I danced recently, in recent past only, in a party.
Okay, good. So do we have types and formats of Bhangras? Standard formats? How many?
Sir, Bhangra itself is a dance, but there are certain modifications in Bhangra, and there is a Malwai Bhangra, which is mainly done by people who are a bit older. Then there is a Jhumar, which is a slow form of Bhangra, but it is a different dance.
Jhumar is form of Bhangra.
Sir, Bhangra itself is a one form, and Bhangra, there are certain modifications in Bhangra, and they are named differently.
Can you tell us about its origin?
Sir, origin of Bhangra was mainly in Gurdaspur area, and it was mainly because Bhangra came from a bhang. There was a time when during harvesting, farmers used to take bhang and they used to dance like that.
Okay. So do we have any national level events in Bhangra?
Sir, I am not aware of any national level event as far as
Maybe in
India
Punjab, state level.
So state level, sir, there are many competitions, even at zonal levels, also in universities level also. And sir, I'm not aware of any famous dance at the state level, dance competitions, but there are at different levels.
Okay, in dance, I have heard many degrees given by different universities and colleges. Do we have such degree arranged so far for Bhangra?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of it. But as far as, sir, I am aware that there is no specific degree in Bhangra.
There is no specific
Yes,
degree.
sir.
So one is aspiring to be a Bhangra specialist. So there is no proper training for this purpose.
Sir, trainings are there for Bhangra, but if I say that there is a professional degree, that a person is having a degree or bachelorate in Bhangra and postgraduate kind of a degree, I don't think there is any degree as far as my knowledge is concerned.
Okay. Now, can we ask the state government or the national government to give certain recognition to this class of dance in Bhangra, so that we can have fund, we can have the institution for that purpose, so that we can make it more popular, we can streamline the activities related to it, and if so, then under which article of the constitution we can ask for?
Sir, though already Bhangra is very popular at national as well as international level,
Right.
so there have not been much efforts from the state government to make it more popular, because already it is in probably the most popular dance throughout the world, I think. And sir, yes, definitely we can also make some institutional mechanism so that the folk form of Bhangra, because Bhangra has now changed a lot. So the traditional way of Bhangra, with proper traditional dance and the way because earlier it was on the dhol only, and so that kind of Bhangra that can be institutionalized.
So, okay, good. So as a student of sociology, if I connect dance and society, where do you see that the diversity of India and the dance, which has impacted or became a factor for unity for India?
Sir, dance as a factor of unity, sir, it is a dance which is performed, whatever the dance it is, whether it is Bhangra or any other classical dance, that is performed at in different areas. Though they have originated in a particular state, but they have diffused to other parts of the nation, and that is one factor which unites them all.
Can you remind us, or can you just tell that which is that best format that of any event wherein many dances are coming together and we all are able to see?
Sorry, sir, I am not.
This is Republic Day.
Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, sir, Republic Day is there.
And
Thank you.
Bhangra tablet is also there. Can you tell that which state and who was leading in the last time RD when it was organized? Maybe before Corona time and at the time of Corona also. After Corona.
Sir, the one who has won the prize last year is Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, in my view.
In Bhangra.
In Bhangra, sir, I am not aware. Sorry, sir.
It was there or not in RD?
Sir, I have to look into it. I am not aware of it. I'll certainly look into it.
Okay. You had mechanical engineering too. Any one aspect which connects sociology and mechanical engineering in particular?
Sir, the one aspect is that both are a science in their own way, and even sociology is a form of science where every social phenomena is seen as a cause and effect in terms of cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly, even in mechanical engineering, every effect has some cause, and that linkage between them is there.
A particular society impacting the mechanical engineering output, say for example car. Any example in car which is having the impact from a particular society like Indian society. I can give you a clue that in Indian attire, sari or dhoti kurta is the one. Okay, in France or in Western country it may be different. So that way, particular society is having impact in some of the mechanical engineering products.
Sir, in that case, sir, I would say that the whole automobile company of Maruti Suzuki is somehow related to the social behavior of the people, where we are more focused on the money aspect of the car rather than the cheaper car, rather than the other various forms that luxurious benefits the car is giving. So our society is more driven by cost-effective demand.
Cost-effective demand.
Yes.
Right. Gaurav, fine.
Thank you, sir.
Best wishes, Gaurav.
Thank you, sir.
In present scenario, many religious event happen, religious conflict happen. What are main causes of religious conflict?
Sir, the foremost cause, I would say, that the feeling of alienation in the among the communities, and the feeling of relative deprivation, where one community feels that they are not getting the benefits, the other community is getting the benefit. Secondly, sir, with the rise of social media, the spread of all these communal tensions, kind of fake news, sensationalization of news, that has also increased. And so thirdly, the economic factors are also play an important role, where there is a gap between aspirations and the resources increasing. So that gap, that fight for the resources, limited resources to fulfill the aspirations, that also lead to causes of communal tensions.
According to you, poverty is a danger for social harmony and social empowerment.
Sir, poverty is a form of violence on the people, and due to that violence on the people, that it also has potential to harm the society also, because their persons are absolutely deprived, or so that leads to a feeling where that they take different kind of measures or even anti-social measures to achieve their aspirations.
In India, poverty are increasing or decreasing?
Sir, in terms of absolute poverty, based on below poverty line, sir, it is decreasing, but in terms of relative poverty, it is increasing.
Some information tell me about Operation Blue Star.
Sir, Operation Blue Star was taken place in 1984 when army was entered into the Golden Temple to it was mainly to in a search operation for Bhindranwala, who was declared as a terrorist in India, and so that Operation Blue Star, so that led to the probably end of Bhindranwala. So,
What is Anandpur Sahib Prastav?
Sir, Anandpur Sahib resolution was passed in 1970s, where the demands of the Punjabs were raised, and which were mainly related to that the water demand from them, and the demand to get Chandigarh as their capital. And sir, even there was demand for more recruitment in army or military of the Punjabis.
What is importance of Kartarpur for you?
Sir, Kartarpur is a place where Guru Nanak Dev Ji resided for a long period of time, around 18 years, and so that is a place which is close to the religious sentiments of the Sikhs.
What is basic difference physical deficit and revenue deficit?
Sir, revenue deficits basically it is a difference between the revenue expenditure and the revenue generation which the government is having, whereas fiscal deficit is about total revenue the government total expenditure the government is doing minus the total revenues except the borrowings which are based on loans, so they are not considered in fiscal deficit.
What is main causes of Sri Lanka crisis?
Sir, primarily there are three causes. Sir, firstly, sir, that during the COVID time, Sri Lankan economy is mainly driven by tourism as well as remittances from the abroad, and also tea industry. But during COVID time, all these industries have seen a very has seen a downward trend. So secondly, there were many policies, populist measures were taken by the Sri Lankan government, like reducing the tax rates and increasing the expenditure also. So that was another factor. And thirdly, sir, after the Easter Sunday attack or terrorist attack, the foreign investment in the country was also impacted.
My last question: what are main factor relation between India and Canada are negatively affected?
Sir, can you please? I'm not able to understand the question, sir. Can you please?
What are main causes who responsible for India and Canada are relation negatively affected?
Sir, the major issue was related to Khalistan, and that has impacted the India-Canada relations in the past, because India has always been against the Khalistan issue, and there are many terrorists which are residing in the Canada. So, but there have been many instances where Canadian government has not criticized them. So that was major.
You agree that Canada promote Kisan Andolan?
Sir, there were people who were supporting the Canada from the behind. So I think there was a role of people who were residing in the Canada in promoting the protest.
So Gauravjeet, how are you?
I'm good, sir.
So there are so many things that I want to ask you because of the curiosity of your DAF. First thing is that you joined Indian Railway Traffic Services and then you shifted to Danix. So what was the reason for this shift?
Sir, basically it was the foremost reason was the nature of the job, and I see the Danix as a job which is very close to administration, which was always the first preference as in Indian Administrative Services, and the diverse portfolios and diverse opportunities it gives in different departments, whether it is education, health, food supply, and revenue. So there are a lot of departments where it gives that experience. And sir, the major driven was given when I was in IRTS. So my friends who joined before me, because I was on extension, and my friends who joined, they worked very good in COVID times. So the role played them was very impressive, and probably that was one of the major motivating factor for me.
Because when you fill your service preferences, we are always aware the nature of the job, because we fill the preferences by discussing it with our seniors and
Yes,
our
sir.
teachers. So when you opted for railway services, Danix option was always available, and you must have given it a preference after the railway services. So this preference changed when you joined the services, or there is some another reason for shifting the services?
Sir, the year I got IRTS, there was only one seat in general category, unreserved category for Danix, and it was filled before me. So my preference for Danix was above IRTS only.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
very good. So we were having a linkage between the culture and the mechanical engineering, and you mentioned the automobile sector, right? And recently the ministry have recommended to have airbags, 6 airbags in all the vehicles, irrespective of the class of the vehicles, be it a hatchback or be it a luxury vehicle. So what do you think will be the change in the cost of a vehicle with the introduction of compulsory airbags?
Sir, the cost will be completely changed, and it will be a bit high, because it will need more sensors, more changes in the structure of the car, and even there will be design issues as well. And this is one reason where government is thinking a lot, that to balance between safety and the cost effectiveness, and this is where the major problem is coming.
So you think safety is more important or cost effectiveness?
Sir, safety is more important any day, sir.
Very good. So the inclusion of airbags, they might reduce the number of accidents.
Yes, sir. Inclusion of airbags will definitely reduce the fatal injuries due to accidents. And sir, I think that is a very positive side, should be incorporated, because every time we cannot see the cost, because the cost and accident cost, maybe that economic as well as social cost, is much higher than what we can spend on airbags.
Right. But don't you think the problem is not the absence of airbags? The problem is not wearing the seat belts also. And even if a vehicle is having 6 airbags and the passengers are not wearing the seat belts, those airbags will be of no use.
So definitely that is a major problem, and we need strict enforcement as well as attitudinal change in the people as well. And apart from seat belts and others, sir, also what I personally feel is that the most important is that lane driving. In India, we are missing that lane driving, and I think and overspeeding of the vehicle, and that is, I think, the major issue. If everybody learns to drive in the lane and within a speed limit, I think accidents can be reduced to a very big level.
Okay. Now your hobby is watching TED Talks.
Yes, sir.
What was the recent TED Talk that you watched?
Sir, recently I was talked. I watched regarding bees, that there was a talk why bees are disappearing.
Okay. So why bees are disappearing?
Sir, the major reason for bees are disappearing, that is a colony collapse disorder. So that is happening among the bees, and the way our cropping pattern is being changed. So the pollens which are required for the bees, they are also impacting them. And secondly, sir, the chemicals and pesticides we are using on the crops, that are impacting the nervous system of the bees, and due to which they lost their colonies and they are not able to go back. So that's why these are the reasons which are impacting the bees at large.
So you belong from an agricultural background. So what pesticides and fertilizers are used in your agricultural farms?
Sir, pesticides, as far as pesticides, sir, I am not aware of the exact pesticides which are being used. So fertilizers, sir, primarily it is urea, which is being used, then DAP, the phosphate fertilizer that is being used. So these are the main.
So urea is considered as one of the reasons of increasing the soil pollution also, and also the increase in our import burden. So is there any initiative the government has taken to deal with the import burden and the soil pollution linked with the urea? Are you aware of it?
Sir, the major initiative is related to soil health card. So, and based on soil health card, the soil of particular lands are being analyzed, and farmers are advised to use urea and other fertilizers in certain proportion.
Is urea a part of soil health cards? Are you sure about it?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is a part of it.
Okay. Are you aware about green ammonia?
Sir, I'm not aware, but may I ask that is it same as neem coated urea?
No, they are different.
Sorry, sir. Sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Gauravjeet. How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Okay. One noticeable thing I saw in your DAF that you didn't give the preference Haryana as your prime state. You gave the Punjab. Why
Yes,
so?
Sir, firstly, after this zonal demarcation, so I had to choose one options from Haryana or Punjab to be filled at first. So due to proximity reasons and the cultural affinity I was having with the area, and then I saw that in the past also there are very less insider vacancies are there. So I prefer to opt to fill the outside Punjab as an outsider.
Is there any kind of religious inclination? How do you?
Sir, I don't feel as that religious affiliation, but I feel that the culture of Haryana and Punjab, and particularly in our area,
Okay.
sir, that is a very close one. So,
You come from Kurukshetra.
yes, sir.
What is Ratnavali? There is a performance organized Ratnavali.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it.
You haven't seen the Ratnavali.
No,
What is the historical importance of Kurukshetra?
sir, Kurukshetra is historically important primarily for 2-3 reasons. Sir, firstly, it is because of land of Mahabharata and the place where Gita Upadesh, and that is sermon of Srimad Bhagavad Gita was given. And secondly, sir, it is a Thanesar, which is a part of Kurukshetra, is a capital of King Harshvardhan.
That is connected to the Harshvardhan. Ratnavali is the book.
Okay, sir, I got it.
So that
Sir,
was
yes,
I
that was
was
a
asking.
drama. That was a drama written by Harshvardhan.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
understand. Okay. Soil problem is there in Haryana largely. In spite of that, farmers are inclined to produce these monoculture form of agriculture. How do you see, in spite of knowing the problems of this kind of agriculture, people of Haryana are not shifting towards the organic farming or zero budget natural farming or ecologically adaptive farming method? Why so? Is there any, only the financial gain through the MSP or something else?
Sir, the main reason is regarding to MSP and the open procurement of rice and wheat in this area. And sir, secondly, that forward linkages for organic and zero budget natural farming has not yet been developed fully. So that is another reason that farmers are not moving towards organic farming. And thirdly, sir, this area is already using a lot of chemicals and fertilizers. So if we suddenly shift to organic farming, so it will be very difficult to pass the test of organic farming in the initial years. So farmer might have to face losses in the initial year, and that can be accommodated only with the government support, which is yet to be given to the people, to the farmers, to promote that organic farming.
Mm-hmm. There is a personality who's promoting this zero budget natural farming in Haryana largely, and he was earlier the governor of Himachal Pradesh. Do you know the person?
Sir, sorry, sir, but I'm able to recall I'm remembering his face, but I'm not.
Acharya Devvrat.
Yes, sir. So actually, he was the principal of Gurukul in Kurukshetra.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I know. Okay. Yes.
How you are personally going to handle the problem of desertification and India's goal in UNCCD? So how you are going to handle the problem this desertification?
Sir, the foremost way to cater this desertification is the afforestation and promoting more and more trees. That could be through social media. That could be through holding that one mahotsav and tree plantation drives at a regular intervals. That should be there. Secondly, sir, the awareness of the people and the steps like traditional water harvestings. These can be used to prevent the impacts of desertification in the areas. And thirdly, sir, changing the cropping patterns. The cropping patterns are very skewed, and we are using those crops which are utilizing water more than their availability.
Such crops?
Like particularly paddy and sugarcane.
Which variety of paddy?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact paddy. Sir, and if we'll promote pulses and oilseeds, so that can be helpful in tackling that desertification problem.
Okay. It has been seen that production of basmati rice and the various variety of basmati rice is continuously growing in Haryana region. Though this is a water deficit area, so how this problem can be tackled?
Sir, the problem can be tackled by providing the alternative opportunities to grow horticulture crops, because even Karnal, which is very famous area for basmati rice, now has been tested with mushroom, and the farmers who are growing mushrooms there have taken a good benefit, which is much more than the paddy. And secondly, sir, subsidy related to water, that has to be reduced. I think that is also creating the problem where farmers are not understanding the cost of water they are using for crops.
Okay. One last question. You have been in the services, traffic services.
Yes, sir.
How do you see the privatization of Indian Railway? Is it the solution to take this deficit-making institution to the profit-making institution?
Sir, railway needs huge investment in terms of rolling stock, in terms of tracks, and in terms of other infrastructure needs. And private sector is very important to introduce that capital, firstly. And secondly, sir, the technology which we need for better making them more effective, that is also very important. So privatization as such of complete railways is not feasible, because there are social responsibilities of the railways as well. But privatization can definitely increase the commercial value and commercial aspect of the railways, which will reduce its operating ratio.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Hi, Gauravjeet. My first question from you is regarding feminization of agriculture. Have you heard the term?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
Ma'am, feminization of agriculture basically means that increasing women in the agricultural fields, so that is feminization of labor.
Feminization of labor?
Feminization of agriculture.
Okay. Now, can you tell me 2 pros and 2 cons of this process for the women?
Ma'am, firstly, the pros is that agriculture fields are very near to the women household, so that helps the women to easily be the part of land as well as taking care of the children. Secondly, ma'am, the skill level of women in India has comparatively low, and so that is the reason that agricultural field also provide that unskilled labor. Ma'am, negatives are that the women are primarily in the labor job and they are not having the land ownership. So that makes them vulnerable to the various kind of atrocities. And secondly, ma'am, being closer to the home may provide them opportunities, but that rigidizes their household role. And their role as household becomes their responsibility, and which restricts their migration to other productive areas also.
Can you point out few issues that have led to feminization of agriculture recently in India?
Ma'am, in the recent, I'm not able to recollect the particular incident, but COVID has also led to the reverse migration, and due to which the women again who are migrated to the urban cities, they have come back to their own areas and to the villages in particular, and again engaged in the agriculture.
Okay. In terms of Indian Ocean, we have been hearing about Indian Ocean from quite some time now. Tell me a few points that reflect on the significance or increasing significance of Indian Ocean in the international relations.
Ma'am, firstly, ma'am, with increasing role of China in the area, the Indian Ocean region has become a center point, and even the Western countries which used to dominate in the Atlantic Ocean, they have also shifted their focus to Indo-Pacific region. So that is the one point. And secondly, the oil supplies which this Indian Ocean is catering to, it is a very important sea lanes of communication, and those important factors are also impacting are also important, increasing the importance of Indian Ocean region. And thirdly, ma'am, the security aspect. The security aspect is also very important in Indian Ocean region because of increased cases of piracy and increased cases of even terrorism and terrorism through the seas also. So that has also increased the importance of Indian Ocean.
Okay. Can you shed some light on the role of India in Indian Ocean?
Ma'am, India is using its smart power, that is a combination of hard power as well as soft power, to increase its influence. For hard power, India is increasing the military military presence, and India has also made the theater command in Andaman Nicobar Islands as well. And we are also increasing our maritime naval capabilities also. And on the soft side, ma'am, we are making good relationships with the countries by helping them in humanitarian crisis. Even now, Sri Lanka, we have been giving the credits for line of credit to the Sri Lanka as well. And in the past, we have helped Maldives also and other small island countries in the Indian Ocean region.
What do you understand with by the term net security provider?
Ma'am, though I am not well aware of the exact meaning, but basically India being at a very prominent position in the Indian Ocean has a responsibility that it provides that security and secure movement through the seas or through the ocean to the countries which are close to them, as well as prevent any kind of militarization of the ocean. So that is what I understand from net security provider.
Okay, thank you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Gaurav, my last question, that becoming a civil servant is a dream for everyone and the service of choice. The contentment in service is more important, or the prevailing environment in the civil services and the choice for that service is important?
Ma'am, sir, contentment in the service is more important.
Is more important.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thanks for being with us. We'll call you for feedback. You can please wait for a minute.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Please come. Please be seated. So Gauravjeet, wonderful experience that you must have. It was good. So already you have clicked twice in UPSC. So whose board it was last time?
Sir, it was Topic.
Okay. And marks?
162.
Last time. And उससे पहले?
That time it was much lower, 143.
143. This time, if the main performance is good, then it should be fine. It should be fine. That should be the one that you want, right? But yes, now it is on 19th May. This time you have good time. One thing, like the outfit's name or the self-styled people's name, Binder wale, Jarnail Singh Binder wale name, can be avoided, right? So we will understand if you just use the phrases and terms like the outfit that time or self-styled leader from Punjab, not political leader, right? So we will understand that way. And of course, they may then take you not only to the Kannada but to the Urta Punjab and also the things like that. So just try to be very positive, energyful that time. Little cheerfulness on face. Yes, sir, it is the thing because we means this place is having a kind of geography, and we have come a long way. So positive and negative, both the sides are there of a coin. So here it is so, and the state is dealing with it, and it is so far and to an extent controlled. Okay. And for the NGO that you are working and you worked, we did not put many questions. They can ask the questions and the kind of regulations for them. And from traffic service also, IRMS, the recent controversy, and they were not accepting it. That can also be there. And connection between socio and mechanical engineering syllabus as well as the practical aspect, it can be there. It can be there because yes, yeah, you gave. So society is all about positive energy. Mechanical engineering, they also, the aesthetic sense to the vehicle, and when it comes to the comfort, sedan car and all. So sedan car are primarily for whom? The families setup. Okay, so the categories of the car itself shows that one thing is for society, another thing is for hobby, racing cars. And there can be n number of responses. You can very well understand it, right? And also I can see that Haryana you belong to. The questions can be from Haryana and separation of this state from Punjab that time. Okay, so I think that these are the questions idea that all can be there, but you have come a long way. And frame wise it was fine, and for Bhangra we were liking your means facial expression, that was really very positive. But when you were giving the answers for the current things and related to the other part of the deaf, little seriousness is coming. Your best part is cheerfulness, right? Not more, but yes, moderately it should be reflecting all through your interview response, right? And I hope that it will be wonderful this time. And keep your finger crossed till the time result is coming. Anything that you want to ask? No, I don't think so. There is any, but I feel this is a
flaw which is seen
in
the major flaw which is noticed.
no, not much really, but only one more thing, that it is in afternoon or it is in morning. That's good, but keep your health little better, and पढ़ने पे ज़्यादा थोड़ा focus होना चाहिए, but सुनने पे ज़्यादा, because the audio is more effective when you need to give the responses, not through the main like in the written format, but in the verbal format. So seeing the debates, not in the Aaj Tak and all, but in like LSTV, RSTV format. So that would be fantastic. All India Radio News is news analysis program, that is also fine, right? Keep your health good. Little exercise in evening time will be fantastic, and splash cold water, RO water, after you are able to read, or if you are done with 2 hours of study and all. It will be giving you little, rejuvenation effect on your skin. It's always good.
And so one more thing, while you're addressing the question, was the major problem which I noticed for low marks was that I sometimes don't address the demand of the patient.
No, you were near to the, not very core, but to the core. So relatively it was better. I think this was not the observation. This was not the observation.
Feminization of agriculture question, was it decent enough?
You can work on that. You can read about feminization of agriculture, because the pros and cons you stated were something I think You were not very confident about that, and those pros and cons were not like really good ones. There are very good pointers for both pros and cons for feminization of agriculture. Just go through the topic and read about them, because as you said that the back migration during COVID, that is not right. That is
But
not.
for that question too, you came straight. Like practical aspect is there, but however, something little more can be done. Whatever the current updates you can have from the current
And what was
affairs.
the reason that you asked that why in recent times it has increased?
Because it has increased because of the migration of people. The males are migrating to the urban cities, the labor migration is happening, and that is why it is increasing.
Your knowledge of sociology should reflect to your answers, actually. That's what
That is what is the
like
question
in
all about.
sociology you can connect the answer of connecting mechanical engineering and sociology is like you can example with the functionalism approach, system approach of society and mechanical.
That is also I have written already system, because that was there in paper.
Yes.
I could not say.
So-
That is answer prepared.
So-
That both mechanical engineering and sociology both works on the system. One works on the mechanical system, other works on the social system. So that was prepared, but at that time it didn't click in my mind.
I think, especially in case of feminization or feminist related issues, now whenever you're asked about the pros, the very first thing can be the empowerment of women, and you can mold your answer around that. The very first thing.
I was not comfortable. That's why because sometimes I feel myself that I am not comfortably.
When you're not, I think, sir, you should directly say that I don't know much about this. I'll look into
I think it is wonderful. You have pretty little more time. If you need, you can be connected with us through Zoom call also if you require any other input. Right? So all the very best, Gauravjeet.
Can you explain this?
Any one aspect which connects sociology and mechanical engineering? Any one aspect which connects sociology and mechanical engineering?